We have to ensure the proper utilization of the assets, and we support the customers as well as the lenders to ensure for the smooth business. We use to manage the technology and skill development in one of our company like a Turnin. These risks and mitigation is very crucial at the time of defining the project and deriving that.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. My name is Turnin, and I'm an anchor at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry veterans to come together to share their knowledge, ideas, thoughts, and best practices with one another, as well as with upcoming industry leaders. We have one such highly acclaimed name and veteran on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Prabhakara Rao Gudiseva. We welcome you on the show, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tanai. Nice to know about your program, and thanks for your time and opportunity for me too.
Currently, he serves as director at Atlas and Turnin Technologies and is the managing partner at Gudiseva Consultancy Services. In the financial sector, he provides technical and financial reports, including techno-economic viability studies and lenders' independent engineer reports. Additionally, he is a chartered engineer and chartered valuer for Hyderabad Customs, underscoring his expertise and credibility in valuation practices. Passionate about environmental, social, and governance issues and sustainability, he actively contributes to social upliftment. So, sir, could you please let our viewers know in brief about your current roles and responsibilities in the capacity of director at Atlas Lenders, independent engineer, valuer for plant and machinery, and chartered engineer and chartered valuer for Hyderabad Customs?
Oh, thanks, Tanai. Once again, I should be thankful to you for your time as well as opportunity to explain about myself to the audience. And after 30 plus years of experience globally in various domains, started this consultancy services, especially to support the lenders as well as the business owners, which in terms of technical and financial services, as well as project progress monitoring and reporting also. This is what basically we are here. And interestingly, the question what you asked, what is the roles of the roles and responsibilities of the director? It's as well as what we do in our company. So basically, my role as a director is to define the strategy for the organization and ensure whatever we have defined, the strategy is completely thoroughly implemented in all stages of the organization to strengthen the organization, basically. So basically, this depends on not only just business and P&L of the projects, but also involves social elements and health of the organization, so-called branding and XYZ. So that's where we come from the director role, where we ensure like a business activities to improve the business, as well as to ensure the statutory and auditory compliances. What I mean with this, when we are running the business, it's not just a project or a business. The whatever all other components in line with associated with the business, we have to ensure they will run smoothly. For example, the regulatory compliances, auditory compliances, statutory compliances, so-called, in a simple words, we know like a GST, timely fulfilling the GST, TDS, income tax, keeping up the records. Such activities, we have to ensure that they are happening timely to ensure the success of the business. And when you say about the records, you know, like keeping up the records is the most important in any organization, where we have to manage the data, monitor the data, and ensure reusability of the data. This was the punch of the data management, which is also a key role in the director's responsibility. As well as we have to ensure the proper utilization of the assets. When I say assets, it's not only like a chair and table sort of thing. It's basically the resources of different resources, human resources, our opportunity resources, and our connects, contacts. Such all resources we have to properly plan and use and reuse. That's where the success of the companies stands with. And of course, we have, being a director, we have to ensure that we should be always best interest of the company. Its personal comes next than the company. So first our interest should be towards the organization. That's the one primary motto as a director. And in fact, as you rightly said, I'm involved in 2-3 companies where I'm a director in a couple of companies. I have my own consultancy service. So when we are running through and wearing multiple caps, we should ensure the interest of company as well as we have to avoid the conflict of interest, basically. Just to explain this a bit more, as you rightly said, the Turnin solution, which is basically a skill development program and IT services we provide there. Whereas in the other organizations, we do the, as you said rightly, we do basically techno-economic viability studies, lender independent engineering, and we support the customers as well as the lenders to ensure for the smooth business. This is where we come from as a director and ensure our roles we follow ethically. This is most important point here.
So how do you manage all the roles at a time, and which one do you enjoy the most and why?
Oh, it's a very interesting question. See, at this level, we have to enjoy every task. In fact, being on personal side, from my side, my perspective, I enjoy each and every task thoroughly. The reason is whatever I'm doing with passion, not with whatever other reasons are there. So when we are doing with passion, not compulsion, then there is a value add in the business or in the task what we do. That's the more important what I can put it here. So, however, out of all these tasks, just I would like to bring one point here. Whatever we do, it's like enhancing the other tasks. It's like all these tasks are basically interlinked and enhances even my skills day to day, and it will be helpful to reuse the activities across the organization, not only in one organization, across all other organizations also. Because as I said, like a technology, we use to manage the technology and skill development in one of our company like a Turnin, whereas the same technologies will be useful in our organization in the other side where we are doing our core engineering services and technical and financial services. So this is the way how the technologies are useful. So by and large, in fact, to answer your question very straight away, yeah, project, if you take the project management and monitoring, which is a very crucial for any business, and also which is close to my heart. And this is the one which gives the 360 degrees view for us. So with that, we will be very helpful for all other organizations. And in fact, I can take you a simple example here. In very recently, in fact, in one of the customs assignment, I used to work with customs department also. So in that, we come to know very recently, I mean, in May 2024, there is a rule passed by our Indian government where India should not import the used electronics goods. That we come to know as we are associated with customs and we are working with customs. Of course, this is a very good initiation by the Indian government to avoid the environmental pollution. So like that, there are different things we come across. In fact, not only whatever happening in India, also internationally whatever happening. This knowledge enables us to take care of our business and enhance our business, in fact. So with this, suppose if we are trying to buy any printers, earlier we used to get printers, imported printers. Now we try to stop it. We know, like, okay, we can't cast the cutting just because of whatever imported electronic goods, but also we have to work in line with our social and our government also. So like this, there are different aspects when we are working in different companies and different areas, we will come across, and we can reuse this knowledge across different organizations in our all functions, in fact. That's where it's a very interesting, and also it's also important to manage all the tasks with the same interest.
So how do you identify and mitigate risks in large-scale projects?
It's a very challenging, really speaking. Risk is the one major one where everyone is looking through the lens. So, first of all, we should understand the business. What sort of business we are doing? What sort of projects we are doing? And what are the different risks involved in this? Once, if we can understand the risks involved in the respective project, then we can drill down to what types of risks, whether it is a major risk or moderate or minor risk, or how it is. And once, if you know that much, then automatically 70% of the problem is solved, where you can come up with the mitigation plans. So these risks and mitigation is very crucial at the time of defining the project and deriving that. I would like to take one example here with your permission. When I say one project, let us take infrastructure project, which we are doing currently, which is a project cost of 2,000 rupees, 2,000 crore rupees. So this project is an infrastructure project where there are different types of risks. When we are doing the DPR, detailed project report for this particular project, we try to analyze the risk, what is involved in this project. The first point comes because this is a massive project, very huge, 2,000 crore rupees is not a small amount. So then the first question comes into our mind is, how strong is the sponsor? How experienced is the sponsor? How his execution capabilities are? So these are the first high risk involved in this. How is the sponsor and what is his background? Then we get into the what are the pre-infrastructural project risks involved. So pre-risks is nothing but the contractual risks, maybe the impact of the environment, and the different approvals and clearances required, the funding required. These are some of the risks involved for the pre-construction phase. Whereas then goes to the establishment phase where we develop the project, means basically acquisition of the land and agreements with the different contractors again, who is going to execute this project. And again, some of the force measures, like which are not identified in the beginning, but unfortunately something comes like a natural calamities or cyclone or XYZ, how to prevent and how to address these risks. And how do we put it is a major or minor? If it is in Kashmir, it is a major because of the whatever terrorists. If it is in south extreme, south or coastal, maybe it's a moderate because of the cyclones. We don't know. So like that, depending on, again, situation, again, the project and place, location, all other things. And there are other risks involved, like operational risk. Operational risk involves definitely the revenue risk, or the cost overrun, time overrun, and completion of the project on time. These are some of the risks generally we used to analyze and move forward.
So from risk mitigation, process optimization, comprehensive business valuation, etc., how did you feel the need to widen your professional purview with ESG and corporate governance?
Wow. Very interesting. You try to bring too many things, too many important aspects. In fact, I can say this way, in a single question. It's a very complicated to answer all together, put together, but I will try to address how that goes in terms of process automation, business valuation, ESG, and corporate governance. If you see corporate governance, to start from the back end, as we discussed in the first question itself, our main responsibility as a director is to ensure and ensure that corporate governance to strengthen and drive the organization in right direction. This is the first one to start with, again, back with our question number one. And then when it comes to the next thing, ESG, you asked about, which is everywhere, in fact, everywhere we can say. Whatever we are using energy here, it's a consuming and it's also polluting weather and energy. However, ESG, when I say ESG, I strongly believe on one point, Tanya, that is RRR. RRR means not the movie, what we have seen, but I can say reduce, okay, reuse, and recycle. Means, first of all, we have to reduce our needs. It doesn't mean that completely suppress your needs, but today we are living in a luxurious and comfortable lives where we should look into how we can reduce. That's the first point. Second point goes to, once if you reduce, then try to reuse. Because in a simple terms, I will tell you in a practical life, if you buy a new shirt, Ellen Soleil, then you'll use 2 years. After 2 years, you feel like a color is shaded, so I want to buy one more, blue color, the same color. But is there anyone going to pinch you if you use the same shirt for next 2 years? No, but still we don't use. So now this is the time to realize such simple, small points at a global level. In fact, everybody realizes this and try to put it as in a framework that's called reuse. So once if you start reusing, then next goes to recycle. When the shirt is turned out, when it is no more can be used, then put it for the recycle. Then it will again come into the flow and we can reuse it in the another form. So this is what ESG stands. I strongly believe the 3 RRR. So this, in fact, gives a real value for customers as well as the end users also. Not only these two, even the government, social, national, international, everywhere, this gives a lot of value addition. That's the reason now ESG concepts has come up and it is evolving in a much bigger phase, even though similar sort of concepts were there in ISO 14,000 and 9,000. So there's a lot of importance for this ESG and everyone is trying to drive this throughout the globe. And in fact, everyone is planning to make it reach the net zero by 2070. So India is taking different steps to meet the target. That's one of the simple example what I have given you, customs and electronic second-hand goods, imported goods, banning the imported goods. So this way, ESG plays a very strategic role in our day-to-day life as well as business across the globe. And comes to the process automation and business valuation, we all know that when you go for process automation, which gives a huge benefit for the business for you. Now we are slowly coming down from global to the business and finally P&L for our company itself. So this process automation will bring a lot of value addition and reduce the cost. That's the benefit for the business owners. And of course, business valuation means nothing but it doesn't stand only fixed assets or mobile assets sort of thing. Also, it creates a lot of value from different perspectives in terms of branding, in terms of process flow, in terms of defining the strategy. Such different strategies brings a lot of value add to the organization, which internally builds the branding, so-called branding, which will be a value add for our business as well as the society. I hope I understood your question.
Yes. So as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
It's another interesting question. In fact, we are doing a lot many things in the ESG perspective, even though we are doing the other services. ESG, we have taken this as very close to our heart, and which is the need of the hour for the globe itself. So for that, in two directions, we are doing these services. One is we are personally trying to educate by providing different seminars, overviews, trainings to various organizations, employees, employers, and even the individuals in the society as a whole. So with this, if everyone is aware of the ESG concepts, means the current problem, global issues, especially the environmental problem, and like that social issues. So then that brings a lot of value add in the society. Even that brings a lot of value add in our business. So here also, again, the corporate governance is the backbone for this. Every owner of the business has to take oath and they should have the commitment towards implementing the ESG concepts. ESG is nothing but simple lifestyle, what we can live, whether it is a process in the organization or it's a procedures or it's a delivery mechanism, whatever it is. So this ESG first point is the commitment of the so-called directors and governance body to ensure their commitment in the organization, which leads to the implementation and which can lead the right result in the market. Right. And there are, to explain this a bit more elaborately, and there are different SDGs, these Sustainable Development Goals. There are already defined 17 SDGs, and we have to pick up which SDG is more relevant. Near or less all SDGs are relevant to any organization for that matter. In fact, in such a beautiful way, it has been defined and implemented in this ESG concepts. So ESG is a wonderful concept, and where we are doing a lot of charity activities involving ourselves in doing some sort of plantation, educating the children, and avoiding the plastic, and so and so activities. So as I said, like there are two different ways we are contributing to the nation in ESG perspective. One is the charity activities, which are basically giving the training, overviews, educating the different organizations. And the second thing is, in fact, we are doing some of the ESG projects as a whole. So which is again our bread and butter. So these are the two ways we are contributing in ESG perspective. Tanya.
So what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, cloud, digital twin, big data, and Web 3.0?
So now we are talking about technologies. So of course, these technologies are disrupting our life, as we all know, like, in fact, which is indeed required at this point of time. But how best we can use these new technologies and how that's going to create value add again for our business makes matter actually. So in simple way, if you see, without technology, no one is in this world. Simple example is mobile. Mobile is the latest example where even the 4 years or 3 years baby is using that technology. In fact, they are using much effectively than us. That's a different thing. But when we come to the other side, as you said, like IoT or blockchain or even artificial intelligence, machine learning, all these things adds a lot of value in every stage. Simple example I will tell you. One is, as we all know in a real life, I would love to take always real life examples than talking in a national and international business level. So a lady nowadays, almost DINK concept is there, double income groups are there. So everyone is working, everyone is locking their houses, and there are so many electrical gadgets on in the house. And after going home, we realize like, okay, I have forgotten to switch off that particular so-and-so light or whatever genset. Then by using any of this technology like IoT, let us say, you can remotely access from your office and switch off your genset at your home. So where you can save the energy. So at the same time, you can use different technologies of machine learning, let us say Python, take it up. So nowadays the data is very huge, means let us say in our other area where we are providing technical support, there are lines of 2000 line of equipment in a medium-sized industry. Forget about a big industry like airways or shipping industry where there will be I can say not lakh, but near or less. That sort of list will be there. So for all this list, we cannot keep on changing one by one, whenever we want to do that. So for that, we have to adopt some technology where we can do the work of 1 year, at least in a week or month time. So by simple that I can say this way is nowadays there are so many training institutes which are teaching us to enhance our capabilities and use Excel and Word in terms of by using this artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is really good. In fact, I can appreciate that. So that way, in fact, we also use a lot of simple codes in our other non-technical organizations also to write a code in the Python and generate the financial model. And because when it is the same industry, same sort of project, then there's no point in again rewriting the same data, or doing in Excel will be very complicated. Again, same thing as I said, like you may take a week or so to do the same Excel for the same similar project again and again. So rather than that, if you create one, what do you say, by using these technologies, let us say simply Python, then you can simply rewrite that in a template mode, and you can use it, reuse it, which will generate your financial model in a matter of minutes, not even hours. So that sort of feasibility and possibility with these technologies. Of course, blockchain and all other technologies are used extensively in each and every project nowadays. In fact, if you see, I would like to link up here one simple ESG concept. I can tell you the IKEA, a simple case study I can take you, which they have trained hundreds of people in this ESG concepts who are again internally training in their supply chain. Why I'm trying to bring is the supply chain, okay, where blockchain is very helpful and useful in this concept. So like that, they are training. In fact, organization is training some of the people in the organization and who are internally training the suppliers, even the sub-suppliers. So in ESG concepts, we have to ensure like all the supply chain people will be trained and implementing the ESG concepts. So like this, technology is not a separate entity. It's a part and parcel of our life, like the blood in our body.
So we're building a community here of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Eval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
Yeah, first of all, I should say thanks to Mr. Zishan and Mehtaji Doranpur. This is a wonderful initiation, which is need of the hour. In fact, if you see here also, I would like to quote something here. What is the importance of so-called IIT, IIMs, ISB? They are also the similar like other organizations. You can take it any other organization. Maybe the expertise in the teaching may be slightly higher, but the people, the students who are coming out, they have a huge difference compared to the other institutions. The main reason is I would like to bring here is the connect, which is the more powerful. If you go and ask anyone then they can say, hey, I am Ahmedabad
Yeah.
alumni. They say always alumni, right? So that's the punch of connecting the people in this world. Now, if you see the world, the globe is a very small, the world becoming smaller and smaller day by day because of the globalization and people movement and technology and so on. So, but in this world, still, what is important is connect. Now
Yeah.
I know Tanay. So tomorrow, if I have any problem in corporate governance or anywhere in another area where Mr. Tanay is strong enough, I can say, hey, Tanay, can you help me out here? Because I'm not a master. I cannot be master in all areas. So that is the one which is predominantly required in this at this juncture, and everybody, in fact, identified this. That's why there are too many groups of WhatsApp. There are too many groups of so what not everywhere, everything. So this is what Mr. Jishan and Mehtaji are trying to do, I think, and that's the punch and power. For example, if you see people like all of us, maybe we are not, I'm not from IIT, but still I can say, okay, I'm connected with the DI. I'm connected with these people. So if I have any problem, I can shout saying that, hey, in my group, can you help me out? So this is what I sense with their intention and helpful for all of us.
Great, sir. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will truly inspire future leaders. Thank you so much once again for joining us today, sir, and wish you the best for future endeavors.
Thank you very much, Tanay. Thanks for the opportunity to share our experiences to the young leaders like you. And this is really a wonderful time for us. And let's
Thank you.
keep continuing.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
sir.
and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.